All right, I got a lot I want to get to today, so let's just jump in. We have Vannifar Chord here, so this is a combo deck. I got a couple of new cards out of Eldraine. So to start, we have our namesake Prime Speaker Vannifar here. She's notable and useful because, unlike in Standard, where she's just kind of a value engine, in Modern, if we get to untap with Vannifar plus any one-drop creature, assuming we have the right combination of creatures left in our deck, we get to kill our opponent. So how this works is, we use Prime Speaker Vannifar here to sacrifice any of our 1-drops, and we turn those 1-drops into Corridor Monitor here, which is a new card out of Eldraine, to enter play and untap Vannifar. Then we pod Corridor Monitor into Renegade Rallier, and Renegade Rallier has a revolt because Vannifar has sacrificed things. Good morning, Anna. Hope you have a wonderful Friday. And then Renegade Rallier returns Corridor Monitor to play, which untaps Prime Speaker Vannifar again. Then Prime Speaker Vannifar turns Renegade Rallier into Restoration Angel, which blinks Corridor Monitor to untap Vannifar again. And then Vannifar turns Restoration Angel into Kiki-Jiki, and then Kiki-Jiki the Mirror Breaker alongside Corridor Monitor here creates an unlimited number of 1/4s with haste to attack our opponent for lethal. So, in addition to Corridor Monitor here, we've also gained 4 copies of Once Upon a Time here, which seems like a very reasonable Magic the Gathering card. Leaves us some more consistent access to all of the cards we're looking for. It gives us a higher virtual land count without actually having to play more lands, which is really nice. One of the things I've done here in the main deck, because Burn is popular and the Urza deck's been relatively popular, we've got 4 Knight of Autumn here in the main deck, which can gain us 4 life and naturalize things. So having more copies of these lets Once Upon a Time find them more consistently, and this is just like a pretty reasonable card in the format in general. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches and see how it goes. One big distinction between this deck list and the Saheeli deck list we played yesterday is the Saheeli deck we played yesterday was more of a mid-range deck first, combo deck second, and this deck is definitely more of a dedicated combo deck first. A couple of subs in there. Welcome to a brand new member of Hoaglandia, Jay Weensy. Suki Poof, thanks for the brand new Prime sub. I appreciate that. And Weasel, welcome back for the 16 months. How are we doing, folks? Good morning. Nice to start off strong. Happy Friday. Long-time YouTube viewer, welcome to a live one. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, Moto was incredibly slow and laggy yesterday, but there was also a patch. There was another patch after we played yesterday, so maybe there's some vain hope that that solved the issue. Or maybe it was a fluke and Moto's feeling better today. It is Friday after all. Maybe Moto will be happy because it's Friday. Maybe they patched to fix the performance issues. Right? That's something Wizards is going to do at some point, right? They're gonna patch to fix the performance issues in their applications. Are there performance issues on Arena prohibitive? They are if you don't restart, but you basically have to kick. Gosh darn. You basically have to restart the application like every you basically have to restart the application like every 3 games, 3 matches. So we were hoping to find a 1-drop with this Once Upon a Time, and we just drew one naturally, so that's nice. Playing against Tron, so don't really want a Stoneforge Mystic here. Yep, Rallier gets stacked as a Ram spell here, which is nice. Yeah, I agree, Sunshine. I've been liking that deck a lot. I might try trimming some Fabled Passage in it, because having 2 untapped lands early is pretty important for it. The deck might be able to get away with going down to like 2 of them, perhaps, with Once Upon a Time for fixing and Goose. Yeah, we're probably going to be too slow here, unfortunately. This is a turn 4 combo is just like pretty slow and fair by modern standards. Unfortunate that we weren't able to come up with a stepmom to protect our Vannifar. Oh, they just have Nattytron, okay? Hopefully, if their payoff's just like Wormcoil Engines, we'll be okay. But if they have like Oblivion Stones and Karns and Ugans, we're just dead at this point. I can win turn 4 in Standard, so it must be bad in Modern. Yeah, exactly. Need to draw it. Night of Autumn, like right now. So we have 3 onces that are redraws, and we have 2 Chord of Callings and 3 Nights. So we've got, like, if we count onces as hits, that's 3, 4, 5. We have 8 live draws. Otherwise, this is about to ruin our day. Looks like our day is ruined. Just gonna attack for 5 and pass here. I don't think I have any Damping Spheres in the sideboard, right? No. Just a couple of Collector Ouphes. Morning Vengeance. Goodbye, friends. I mean, okay. Go. With the Renegade Rallier dead, we can't currently pot up the chain, right? Let's see if that matters, if they have a thing anyways. We're going to concede to another non-Wormcoil payoff here, I think. Is Teeg a good sideboard card here, too? It's like, you board it in, but I'm, like, hesitant to call it good. Yeah, and this card gets to find an Ulamog off the Sanctum of Ugin, so very dead here. If we'd have won the die roll and had Prime Speaker turn 3 on the play, we'd have won this game. So pretty direct loss due to losing the die roll there. Stoneforge Mystic package is very bad here, which is why that card is very reasonable for Modern, because it's very bad in a lot of these matchups. Oh, I had Deputy of Detention as a live draw there, too. I forgot about that one. Seems good. Kiki, you can't cast it. I mean, part of that's technically correct. I would love to play first. Hey, this looks good. Once upon a time, there was a Vannifar. All right. All right, I'm digging it, chat. I'm in. I'm down with the storytelling. So, turn 2 Collector, turn 3 Vannifar, turn 4 kill. Wow. What did my poor little Noble Hierarch ever do to you? What did he do to deserve this cruel and unusual punishment? Here, I hope this Collector Ouphe locks you out of playing your hand now. That's what you deserve after tearing my Noble Hierarch limb from limb. Alright, so basic forest here means that my opponent can't draw until 4, but we're not looking at a win till 5 at this point, so that could be fast enough for them. Howdy, Slow Future. And cards like Stony Silence and Collector Ouphe are kind of hit or miss in this matchup. Sometimes they like win the game on the spot because they lock my opponent out of playing any of their cantrippy things. Other times they effectively do nothing. So we'll see if our opponent just like naturally has the tower or not next turn. Bolt the bird sounds nicer than dismember the hierarch. Ain't that the truth? With Corridor Monitor, we don't have to worry about having forests anymore. We'll incidentally have forests most of the time. It was relatively free, but not needing Scrib Ranger to combo anymore is something worth noting. Yeah, Collector Ouphe does turn off Oblivion Stone as well, which is a big deal. Alright, so what's the line here? Need to find a 1, right? Oh, I could have ralliered back a 1. Is it fine though? Because Rallier's in my hand. So I think what I need to do here is, because like if I played the Rallier and Ralliered back the 1, I would get Corridor Monitor untap. Yeah, just rallying back the 1 works, right? I didn't need to hit here. Yeah, because I get Corridor Monitor untaps. And then we skip the get Renegade Rallier step basically because we already have it in play, right? Oh no. Corridor Monitor's activated abilities can't be activated, chat. How is he ever gonna survive? His activated abilities can't be activated. What happens when I save targets on this? Always yield. Oh, oh, look at that efficiency. Look at it, it's so, I don't even have to click yes because this always untaps whatever it targets. The efficiency is just so good. Hey, well, welcome to the Discord, Richard. I think it's possible to implement the mechanic from Hex to Magic where each player has an avatar to represent their general strategy pre-mulligans. I mean, you definitely could do something like that. I mean, public deck list is just like the answer, right? And a lot of tournaments do that. As someone who's clicked through a lot of infinite combos on Magic Online, this is definitely the smoothest of them. Maybe they have a fog. You don't know what their life is like. Tron's definitely played fog before. Nope, just salt. They don't have fog, they just have salt. Yes, yes, let the salt flow through you. Manamorphose Echoing Decay. Something like that. Alright, they won game 1 on the play. I won game 2 on the play. They're going to win game 3 on the play. Easiest mulligan of my life. There's a Kiki in it. Yeah, this hand's very good, right? Am I just throwing back once? I think I'm just throwing back once, huh? Is that crazy? Like, the rest of this is kind of ideal? When you say it like that, it's almost like being on the play is a big advantage. Almost. Mardu Knight is a blast against field decks. Yeah, playing efficient aggro and running those decks down is incredibly satisfying. Incredibly satisfying. And I think I'm actually going to lead on Giver of Runes here. So that way if they have a Dismember and they try to Dismember my my Prime Speaker again, we can no-sir that. Or Prime Speaker, Dismember my Noble Hierarch again, we can no-sir that. Now I think having Giver stops I guess this is the downside here. If I'd have played this on one, I could have clicked on two. I don't know, I feel like I'd rather have Giver against their Dismembers. Giver also notably can give protection from Colorless, so it protects from Card on 3. So like, means they have to have Oblivion Stone or Ugin. Which they're going to have. Oh no. Oh no. Thankfully we have this Vendilion Clique here, which we have cleverly put into our deck so we can click Kiki-Jiki out of our hand. We have contingency plans, chat, to take the meatball and send him back where he belongs, the inside of the Magic deck. Alright, so no Dismember into Karn, no Oblivion Stone, no Ugin. Who's got 2 thumbs and concedes to a sweeper? This guy right here. Click drawing Rallier is actually fine. You need to not draw Chord or Monitor. Hey, look. It's that incredibly beatable turn 4 payoff. So we play Vendilion Clique out. So we can click Kiki-Jiki out of our hand because we only have one in our deck. Oh, and actually, you know what? I could have... This is wrong. I could pod into Corridor Monitor before I click this out. Yeah. So we have a 1 in 49 here to not win here. And I could have played around it. I guess they could have double Dismember. Moto is currently locked up because that's what Moto does. It locks up. They're exiling Vendilion Clique. Yes. That's fine. Alright, didn't draw Corridor Monitor. We're good to go. Light them up. They're on fire. I suppose they could have a surgical extraction, right? That technically breaks up our combo. They can surgical this little guy in response. And this little piggy's gonna go wee all the way to Kiki-Jiki. Yeah, maybe Marty. Maybe because last game I cast the Renegade Rallier and then potted it, right? So they probably didn't realize I didn't need a 3 in play. And like, even if I did need a 3 in play, I had this, right? Alright, so if they're gonna make us click through this again, we have to make 27 of them, right? Actually, that's not true. We need to make 21 because we can give the one they block protection from colorless. Yeah, part of me thinks I should just sit here and keep making them for like 15 minutes just to like prove a point. Anybody else got anything to do, or can I just like make corridor monitors for 15 minutes? This is what listen, we saw Vannifar Chord on the thing. This is what we do what we were signing up for, Jeff. We're signing up for salty Moto players. How high can we go? How high can we go? How high can we go? Do 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 do. Is it actually just 2 clicks? It's like 1 click, 2 click. Red click, blue click. 1 click, 2 click, red click, blue click. Oh, our combo's a nursery rhyme, chat. Our combo's a nursery rhyme. Oh, I've never been so pleased with a combo in my life. 1 click, 2 click, red click, blue click. It's so good. It's so good. They're pausing on each trigger now. So they haven't even walked away from their computer. They're sitting here salting while we're comboing. Opponent, you should probably consult a physician. This much sodium in your diet is not ideal. Could lead to real health risks.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
If you've never seen that video before, I've now enriched your life and made it better. I hope you all appreciate me. Sharing is scary. I guess I can attack now. Yeah, Timmyo's a grinding card. Alright, I'm gonna kill him. I'm bored. Send in the corridor monitors. Are you sure the corridors are sufficiently monitored? Nobody's getting past us. Nobody's getting past stuff. May I post a link to the video in chat? Which video? Oh no, they blocked with the worm coil engine, chat. Yeah, there's a bot command for the salt video. It's great. Alright, 2 and 1. 2 and 1. The salt of Tron players sustains me, chat. The salt of the Tron players sustains me. We did win on the draw. They didn't have an Oblivion Stone payoff. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk? Hand's pretty slow and clunky. Gonna take a mulligan here. Gosh, if only this lane made green mana, huh? Alright. The London Mulligan, when you only have one Kiki in your deck, is just... It's just delicious. It's just delicious. It is a real shame this Heath's got to shuffle. Alright, well, Stoneforge Mystic sounds excellent against turn 1 Raging Ravine. So one of the big downsides to playing this deck as opposed to the Saheeli combo deck is I think this deck has a much worse Jund and fair deck matchup than the Saheeli deck does. Like the Saheeli deck getting to play Seasoned Pyromancer, Stoneforge Mystic Voice, like those are all cards that give these green-black decks like. Oh. Pardon me for making assumptions. This is where Ren ends our whole career. Yeah, Ren wouldn't have been pretty. This deck also a little bit medium against Ren. It looks like red-green Eldrazi. Yeah, wow, it's actually really impressive. The Moto patch this week actually made the client slower. Just every game action my opponents take, the client locks up for. Like neither player's clock is ticking down there, which means my opponent's done something, it's on me and it's just waiting for it. It's really bad. Pretty sure Moto was like getting jealous of the fact that we were complaining Arena was the laggiest application around, and Moto was just like, hold my laggy beer, please. I got you. I can one up you. What's a frame rate? How many you got multiple frames per second, almost double digit frames. Has there ever been a card you wouldn't play for moral reasons? No, because this is a children's card game, not something where there's questions about morality to be answered. If you think it's immoral to play a card in a card game, you probably need to take a step back and do some self-examination about what you consider moral or not. Wow. Well, I was hoping to hit a land. We're gonna get smashered next turn, aren't we? Like, do I take Noble Hierarch? Or do I take Prime Speaker Vannifar and hope to combo them in two? I feel like I'm probably just supposed to take the Noble Hierarch. No. I think describing cards as being too easy or being cheap is a cop-out that bad players use to make themselves feel better when they lose to people playing good decks. Because if a card is too good or unfair, it's not their fault that they lost. The game's just not balanced. Surf the waves. Listening and watching to your stream makes the workday a little more smooth. Well, thanks for being here for 3 months, Surf the Waves. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Alright, well, they don't have another removal spell, so, like, maybe this Giver can allow us to... This gives colorless, right? If I could zoom in on my card to read it, maybe. There was a trigger that went on the stack, though, so the whole client locked up. Yeah, wow, woof. Protection from colorless or from the color of your choice, yeah. This is devoid, so even though it has red in its casting cost, it is still colorless. Alright, well that's like the best of both worlds from that, Okay. So if their last card's a blank, they should die next turn, right? Even without... Yeah, honestly, playing JAC on this Moto update just might not be feasible. I guess it doesn't lag when we put our own triggers on the stack. It's like only struggling with my opponent's stuff. So make blue. Bob this into Corridor Monitor. Corridor Monitor untaps my friend. Play Vendilion Clique, target them. Vendilion Clique gets potted into Resto. Resto blinks the Corridor Monitor. So we just like skip a step here basically. Confirm their last card's a dud. Resto blinks Monitor, untap Prime Speaker. Prime Speaker turns Resto into Kiki-Jiki. Kiki-Jiki combos the Corridor Monitor. I think even non-salty opponents probably won't concede on sight. They'll see the loop a couple of times because Corridor Monitor is a new card, so people don't have ingrained in them that this is infinite without seeing the loop a couple of times. Couple of paths sound good here. What am I trimming? This is a matchup where the Stoneforge plan seems pretty reasonable at its core. Probably just like trim a couple copies of Night Autumn. This seems fine. Hats off to Giver of Runes that game, by the way. Card was super good at keeping us alive. Why did I switch to Corridor over Deceiver? So, Corridor Monitor is actually a great addition to this deck because Corridor Monitor encompasses 2 slots in and of itself. So if you don't remember the previous iteration of this deck, had to play Scrib Ranger and Deceiver Exarch in order to combo. And with Corridor Monitor, we get to merge both of those cards into one slot. So we get to turn 2 otherwise bad cards into just 1 otherwise bad card. Do I mulligan this? I feel like it's hard to mulligan like Dork Giver lands. And like I have the click in hand to click the Kiki away. I feel like I'd probably keep this, huh? If they bolt the bird, I can't cast the click, but I could just lead on Giver to play around that. I feel like I don't need to mulligan for a fast Vannifar in this matchup. That's a fair assessment, Pike. Losing Kiki to TKS does suck. Yeah, I feel like this is one of those like hand sucks keep moments. You're like, well, we're not excited about it, but like this is definitely like in the range of keepable. And yeah, I think because of needing the second blue from the bird, I'm gonna lead on the Giver. Yeah, those are a really good crossover item, Dannon. I'm honestly surprised taking them this long to do some crossovers. Glad we've got them eventually, though. All right, perfect. We are playing one of my old favorites to start the day, Jose. We've got Vannifar Chord here with the Kiki-Jiki Restoration Angel combo, or Kiki-Jiki Corridor Monitor combo. 1 click, 2 click, red click, blue click the combo. There are some Transformer Magic cards. That game actually has its own card game too now. It was like pretty reasonable. That's it's a modern legal Magic card. I gotta give props to whoever made the Teamer deck yesterday. That deck was hot. It was an innovation that we had here. It's a deck that I've been working on after hours. If they're smart, they'll take the click. All right. Not comboing them this game. Got it? I think I just played Batterskull, right? When, during Eldrazi Winter, you always made sure to play 2 Kikis. Just so, if they exiled one, you had access to a second. Thought that seer was real annoying. Couldn't, like, Eternal Witness it back or anything. Yeah, Corridor Monitor lets you combo. So we got to replace Script Ranger and, it's like activating Raging Ravine. That's real good for us. Alright, so we're taking 6 here down to 11. That's fine, though. Yeah, Teamer Oko is great. We played it for like 2 hours yesterday. It was a lot of fun. And so... Alright, that was a concession lockup. Got it? There's a lot of cards in that red-black deck that are good with Embercleave. Rankle especially is excellent. It's like 10 you draw 2 cards. Rain kill. Morning, Niambot. For people that are here for a standard waiting room, it's another one of those pesky decks that I like playing, so Modern's probably going to run long this morning. We'll probably let this one play out its natural course, even if it takes 2 hours. Basic Mountain. Boo. Hiss. That's actually not that big of a deal. We've got Stoneforges and Knights. Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder, Bulletproof Pope. I need to do that. Yeah, we'll probably actually do it between 3 and 4. If I'm gonna do all 5. Just like squeeze a 60-second one in there. Huh? I think I actually just take a Razorverge Thicket here. Having lands that don't hurt me is like really valuable in this matchup. We have Stoneforge Mystic. Listen, a lot of really good Magic players on Reddit told me that Stoneforge Mystic fetching Batterskull would mean Burn wasn't a playable deck anymore. I think Knight of Autumn is just a really flexible card right now. And one of the changes with moving to Once Upon a Time is that you can't just play singleton copies of your bullets and expect to hit them, right? Because it's not like Eldritch Evolution or Chord of Calling where you always get what you want. So Knight of Autumn is good enough against enough things that like you want enough copies to see them consistently, essentially. No, Marty. As always, just people who are ill-informed making bad takes. No blocks. How much am I taking? 4 plus 3 plus 3? Yep. Oh, just 4 plus 2. That's exciting. 4 plus 2. It's just me and you now. Please don't kill me next turn. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We did beat Eldrazi. That's a 4th land, and none of their lands draw cards? What? What? Alright. I'm a little scared. What does this attack mean? Just means like Skullcrack plus kill you? Just like Skullcrack Boros Charm? Just wanted me to tap out. Fair. I was so excited for the 4th land, it didn't even occur to me if they were just gonna like double Boros Charm us. Yep. Yep. Are we not dead? Oh, Marty. Oh, my sweet summer child. It's just, you know, sometimes a lot of the mouth-breathing heathen idiots on the internet who tell me I don't understand this game, sometimes they get to me and they make me doubt myself. But experiencing Stoneforge Mystic in Modern firsthand was just like, it's just been such a giant, like, validating self-esteem boost. Just like, yep, I do actually, in fact, understand this game and understand how this format actually works. I'm afraid of whalers. Alright, let's do it. Will I explain why Mox Opal needs a ban? Yeah, the same reason Chrome Mox isn't legal. And here's a blisteringly hot take. You ready for a blisteringly hot take, chat? Mox Opal's better than Chrome Mox. There's one you can take to the bank with you. Fast mana is dumb and doesn't belong in Modern. And just to clarify that statement, I'm talking about in the context of Modern. Yeah, feel free, card. Ascian's great. Notably, it's great because our lands don't hurt us. Blood Moon decks disagree about the Opal argument. Hotter take. Actually, this one's lukewarm. Blood Moon decks would still be bad with Chrome Mox. Those decks aren't good, and Chrome Mox wouldn't salvage them. You could also argue that even if that wasn't the case, you could say they're the exception that proves the rule. Ooh. Ooh, can you taste it, Mr. Krabs? Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Do you feel it? Tell me you feel it, Mr. Krabs. Oh, baby. Shut up, Burgle. I'm taking it. I'm running away with it. Do me dirty, Burn player. Let's go. Let's go. You ain't even gonna know what hit you. Protection from red. Sacrifice this. Prevent all damage. A red source of your choice would deal this turn. Get out of here. Yeah, when I let Christy pick these glasses out, I really should have made her pick ones that have rubber nose pads. These ones constantly slide down my face. It's not a good scene. Been a couple of months, but back to resub. Hope things are well for my future. Playing Green Black, Rock tomorrow, and a 10K. You playing the St. Louis event, the Blur, or somewhere else? There's a 10K in St. Louis tomorrow. I think Matt's driving down to it. Easiest block of my life. So Skullcrack gets rid of protection, or lets them kill the protection creature, but Skullcrack also costs 2. The left side of Moto is zoomed out and small. Can we get a close-up? Welcome to the wonderful world of Magic Online and user accessibility. There is no zoom button. This is as big as Magic Online gets. Moto is not an application that scales well on higher resolutions. In fact, Moto's lack of scaling on higher resolutions is part of the reason why I don't pick up a 4K monitor and stick to my 1440 monitor that I have. because it's even tinier and more illegible on 4K. It's funny. I had some complete idiot to tell me that I didn't know what I was doing and I needed to get rid of my overlay on the right side here so I could make the cards bigger. And I was like, you see all this dead space on the left and right side here of the game board? These cards don't get bigger. This is as big as they get. Moto has infinite dead horizontal space. My bird's dead. You've killed it. Hope you're pleased with yourself. Yeah, or Moto like can kind of magnify when I zoom, kind of, if it's not locked up and lagging here. Apparently I can't really zoom because it's all locked up every time I try to zoom. Zooming isn't an option anymore because when I do it, the whole client locks up. It locks up at every game action these days. Hey, look, it kind of got bigger. Kinda. There we go. That's a little unfortunate. Well, our hand was really good. Now it's a bit less good. Still have this Forge-Tender though. At least you could drag cards into play. We at least have that. That's true. Alright, burns down to 2 cards, and like, I'm only at 17, so like, that's probably a W for the home team. Hey, well, good to have you here, Kevin. Hope you're having a good one. Sadly, the MTGO dev team has a habit of removing functionality and increasing system requirements. This is on brand. Yep. I can reorder the cards in my hand. That is a legal thing we can do. And shuffle them around. I probably want to path this Goblin Guide rather than trade it with Knight of Autumn. Oh, I could have used the fetch land as a scry with the Goblin Guide. Yeah, that's true. It's a good observation. I don't know. I mostly just didn't want to take a damage, but my health total's high enough that it's probably irrelevant. Oh, that's true too. We just like leave them. Get rid of the Swift Spear and like the Goblin Guy keeps giving us triggers. It only does 1 damage, right? Because they don't have a landfall triggers. Yeah, that's fine. It kind of sucks that that's dying because it makes our Restoration Angel draws worse, but we're still pretty far ahead. Alright. Got it. We beat Burn when they only drew 2 lands, chat. How exciting is that? We beat Burn when they only drew 2 lands. I played the Teamer Super Friends last night, and I kid you not, I went 11-0 in matches. That's fantastic. Yeah, deck seems really strong. more importantly, it seems like it's a lot of fun. Yeah, we're at 20. Yeah, right? Like, they only drew 2 lands, and we were, like, going to 24 next turn with, like, Forge-Tender sitting in play, just like, yo, bro, what's up? Yeah, sounds great. Hopefully once turns into a Forge-Tender or a Knight of Autumn here. I went 9-0 with Alliance yesterday and 0-6 today, so that's like 3-2. Yeah, it is basically, right? A lot of those prices are going to go down in paper too, Kyle. Like a lot of those cards are expensive because they haven't technically released yet, right? I think I want to take Prime Speaker here. Yeah, Mythics, Chase Mythics especially, are really expensive the first couple weeks. Yeah, I think like those cards are good, but like 2 weeks from now, they're all gonna come down in price for sure. I would bet. Unfortunate that we didn't hit any of our 5 anti-burn creatures on that once. It is not. I'm getting back to a more... I'm re-normalizing my schedule after the busy release cycle schedule. So I'm only planning to be live till about 2:30 today. So I wanted to fit in 4 new decks. We're playing Grixis Alliance today, which is a deck that I really liked, so that's good enough. Good enough for me. I think it's right to no blocks here. Could go either way. Would really like to draw a land that doesn't deal me 2 to come into play on tap next turn. Okay. Give her eating a bolt here feels good. That's excellent. Even just to gain 1 here is good. Yep, and like this Helix targeting here feels like a real win, right? Because like we're only going to 11. If we draw an untapped land, we just get to slam Batterskull. Huh? Yeah, I'm just gonna play a 2/4. That blocks. If they path this, I get to play Batterskull next turn, which seems fine. It's not worth shocking the land to get squeezed to 4. I don't think so, just because they're a path to exile deck. So I think gaining the life is more important there. Although maybe the argument of getting the path out of their hand to get clear the way for Prime Speaker Vannifar is good, but my health total is kind of low overall. Could go either way on that. Not drugs, banking, much more degenerate. whenever we're sitting here for a long time, I have to like double check my opponent's clock and be like, is their clock ticking down? Or is Moto locked up? It's tough to know. They're on 2 lands again. 2 lands isn't quite ideal for burn. Their ideal land composition is 3. 3 gives them the flexibility to like double spell pretty consistently. 2 means they have a lot of gas, but they're a little bit restricted on how they can deploy that gas. Suspended a Rift Bolt, yep. So they have a Rift Bolt on suspend here and then 2 cards in hand. So we could theoretically just die here, right? Like this Rift Bolt goes upstairs and they just have like a 3/3 and we die. Yeah, that's pretty terrifying. Yeah, I bet the land kills us here. They're going to play a 2-mana spell and a 1-mana spell and kill us. Brutal. Yeah, not a whole lot to be done. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about trying to find a deck to play in the modern format challenge, but between the client lag and the actual gameplay, I think I might just like take my Saturday back on the 12th. Like the games of modern have like not been great lately. Like between Burn getting such a huge upgrade in the cycle lands and like all these Urza decks, it's really just like not been great. Standard being good again on the temperament and still having historic to explore also contributes that a little bit too, I think. We're gonna stick to our 1 deck a day here, but I don't know. My investment in the format feels like it's kind of at an all-time low. A free format playoff? What do you mean by free? Yeah, modern looked good when they banned Faithless Looting and Standard was bad. And now it's like people have settled and they're back to their linear, modern's back to its linear crap. Yeah, I have like I was thinking about playing in it because I just have an unordered, like, I think I still have, like, after the last format challenge, I think I still have, like, 45 modern format points. Not that I can find out quickly, because this client runs like molasses. Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? Bueller? Nope. Alright, not gonna change over. Got it. You have 300 modern points? Good lord. Yeah, I have 61. $300, yeah. Yeah, I guess if I played Modern on Magic Online like I play Standard on Arena, I'd probably have several hundred. Landon has over 1,000 legacy points, lol. They should really let you, like, turn them into something, huh? I'm about to get spell snared. That's unfortunate. I dislike when my land drop gets spell snared. JK. Never didn't have it. Let's play this now while they don't have, like, Remand up or Mana Leak. I couldn't go back to streaming Modern full-time again, like I did when we first started. Playing Arena is a lot like when I took a break from Magic Online to play Hex, like, just, like, knowing that there's a reasonable alternative that's, like, not perfect software, but much better software it's very eye-opening. Even if I liked Modern as much as Standard. That's a pretty big if there. Alright, I think I just take Tassafish here. That's the card that kills me. I mean, the client, not the state of the game. Hex and Arena had comparable feature to feature for the most part. I think the only notable thing Hex does or did that Arena doesn't do yet is that I care about is, like, the in-client tournament thing. Yeah, Arena's a lot prettier than Hex, that's for sure. Except for maybe the battle boards Hex had were quite stunning. They did quite a good job with that. As someone who's not, like, big into the artistic stuff, the battle boards Hex had and the fact that you could pick your battle board was huge. Yeah, that was a supreme cosmetic item that they did very, very well. Oh, I forgot to run an ad break before this match. I'm probably going to sideboard quickly and then squeeze a 60-second ad break in between game 1 and 2 of this match, so I can play all 5 matches and still meet my quota here. Yeah, Blur. So, the F2K partnership that I have has a 2 minutes of ads per hour ad requirement. Which generally I run a 3-minute ad break every 90 minutes. But Modern, which in Arena translates to about 1 per deck. But on Magic Online, it's much slower than that to try and get matches in. Well, maybe I won't play all 5 matches. I don't know. I'm kind of medium after like the Tron matchup and the Burn matchup. I feel like I'm just gonna play this now so we don't get Cryptic commanded. Gives them a little bit of information. Marginally worse against Jace the Mind Sculptor, but I'd prefer to not get Cryptic commanded, of which their Grixis control deck is probably playing for. We can tell they're on Grixis control and not Death Shadow because of Field of Rune and Spellstare is a little bit of an indicator too. Usually Grixis Shadow just plays Stubborn Denial as a counterspell. I'm actually just gonna Chord for 1 here because my only 2s are Corridor Monitor and Stoneforge Mystic, and getting Stoneforge Mystic when they're making me discard a card isn't a particularly good line. So I'm just gonna grab Give Reverence here. Just up B. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Oh, already got one. Thanks for keeping me around. don't even know, like people that are saying this deck is sweet, part of the reason why, like, this deck doesn't click for me, I think, as much as, like, the Saheeli, because I think this deck, like Devoted Blade, I think this deck's probably better than the Saheeli combo deck we've been playing, but the gameplay patterns just aren't that interesting, in my opinion. All of the games with this deck, for the most part, are just, like, setting up Giver with Vannifar, and just like, oh look, you couldn't interact with my thing because I set up so you couldn't interact with my thing, and then you got combo killed. Like, I feel this deck feels very much like Storm, right? At least to me, where, like, mechanically what I'm doing is there's a lot to it, but it's very straightforward, right? Like, the same thing happens each game. This deck is sweet is a euphemism for this deck isn't good enough for competitive modern play. Yeah, I think that's actually the truth in a lot of cases. Like, that's what people actually mean when they say sweet. They mean this deck is bad, so they don't get to see it very often. I don't think I want to attack with this. I think I want to keep it on defense because they're still at 15 and I'm at 9 here. Like, the reason why I really liked the Kiki Cord deck back in the day was because you won so many of your matches with grindy mid-range gameplay, and, like, occasionally you're like, oops, I twinned you because it was my only out, or, like, I was able to get that set up, but that wasn't the focus of the deck. And the Saheeli combo deck we've been playing is very much the same, where it's like, well, it has Splinter Twin as an out to play to when you get behind, but most of your games you're winning with Seasoned Pyromancers and Stoneforge and Voice of Resurgence. Yeah, we're just, like, never beating Search for Azcanta. Let's just move along here. Hey, thanks for the 8 months, Gendy. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, you know, honestly, I'm just gonna concede this match. I really don't feel like playing against Grixis Control. Rather than running super long, let's just not do a mid-league ad break, and let's just concede this one and go to the last one. Nah, it'll be fine. I'm just gonna concede this one and go to the last one. I don't feel like it. This actually wasn't a deck submission from anyone. I just added this one to the queue with dealer's choice points, so it's not like anybody's gonna be disappointed. And even if they were, we've played more than 2 matches, which is my guarantee anyways. Let's try one more just to, like, temper my feelings, but yeah, I feel like if I'm going to this deck feels fine. If you like this deck, I think this build is reasonable. I think Once Upon a Time's a nice upgrade and adds a little bit of consistency to it. Corridor Monitor is great for minimizing a slot, but, like, as far as, like, generating interesting games of Magic goes for me, this deck just doesn't do it for me. And that's very much a personal thing. It's not about the power level of the deck. It's not about the consistency of the deck. It's just, like, from a what we're trying to accomplish standpoint, it doesn't feel neat. It's different. It's a combo deck that doesn't see a lot of play. Do I take my guaranteed 3rd land, or do I grab the Restoration Angel? My deck's got a lot of mana in it. I might live to regret this decision, but I'm gonna grab the Restoration Angel. Yeah, it's just a threat taker if they're playing, like, a fair deck. It's also technically a combo piece in the event that, like, we don't draw Vannifar and we draw a Chord of Calling. And also, like this other land drop is, like, our deck has 21 lands, 7 mana dorks, and 3 more Once Upon a Time, so, like, the chance of us drawing another mana source is, like, incredibly high. Could have played Monitor into Bird and untapped the Stoneforge Mystic. Or untap. I mean, like, what does that accomplish, though? Just like it accomplishes having a 1/4 in play, I guess. Sure. What did I swap for once upon a time? I cut a land. I think I cut a land, a bird, and the main deck copies of Eldritch Evolution. In general, you cut like a land or like 2 lands and 2 spells or something like that. This deck's always felt like it's a little mana hungry though, so I didn't really want to cut 2 lands from it. We're super dead. We're technically not dead this turn unless they have another ritual, but our hand is not set up to kill them anytime soon. This is a matchup where the Stoneforge Mystic package comes out. I wonder if the Stoneforge Mystic package is even good in this deck. Because this is not like the Saheeli deck where your Fair Plan comes into action very often. I wonder if this is better than just like playing Voice of Resurgence. It might not be. It's like fine. But I wonder if it's like just fine and not like actually good. That's pretty clean. I cut all the cards I didn't want and then brought in a bunch of cards I did want and it lined up exactly. That's just good deck building right there. I'll be here all day. Good to have you around, Geoff. Enjoy your day off. Once feels good in this deck as expected, which is what I wanted to see. Once probably slots into basically every one of these creature combo decks. Yeah, I guess. We played Memekin yet in the new format? No, today will be the first time we've played it. Lotus Code an option, so you can ramp to Vannifar quicker. So like, the situation where Lotus Cobra lets us ramp to Vannifar quicker is when we have exactly Mana Dork on 1 into Lotus Cobra fetch land on 2, right? No, that even doesn't do it. So like, can you think about what you said? How does Lotus Cobra let us ramp to Vannifar quicker? Can you explain? How does Lotus Cobra let me get Vannifar into play before turn 3? Because that would be quicker, right? We're currently casting her on turn 3 a lot of the time. So like, how does Lotus Cobra do it faster than that? Please explain. Show your work. Yeah, sure. Simian Spirit Guide's a good answer. It's an answer that works at least. Alright, I mean, that's technically interaction. Chromox would work, yep. Again, things like that are why it's good to be problem solution based. If you take a problem solution based approach to deck building, you'll often be able to solve or come across and figure out things like that for yourself just by thinking about it. We're unfortunately short a green source in order to chord for anything, which sucks. So hopefully we draw another green source next turn. So we can like get an Eidolon out. If we get Eidolon plus Giver, we should be in a good spot. We need 4 geese. Can we play 8 birds? Can we play 8 birds? I'd like to play 8 birds. Is this good? Why or why not? Oh. Honk Tribal. I'm gonna ditch Gifts and Manamorphose here. I agree with your conclusion at the end, Kicker. I also think that, like, people who are, like, looking at this deck and, like, trying to make it faster, the actual answer to your question is you want to play Devoted Blade. Devoted Blade is the faster version of this deck. This is going to be the part where they, like, cast a bunch of spells in response to this Past in Flames and kill me anyways. This is my favorite part about playing against Storm. The part where I use my Tormod's Crypt and then still die. They mess up here? They messed up, right? They should have spliced that Desperate Ritual onto the Peer Through Depths. They missed a mana. Yeah, I'm pretty off it. I'm glad I played this today. This is definitely, but I feel like, and this league was meaningful, and I feel like it gave me the tools to correctly articulate why this deck has felt kind of off to me and not quite as enjoyable as the Saheeli combo deck. Just the fact that, like, this is a combo deck first and, like, an interactive, like, mid-range deck second is, like, not really what I want in my combo decks. And I feel like if I wanted just, like, a Let's Linear People deck, I'd be better off playing Urza. I'd be better off playing the new Emery decks. I'd be better off playing Devoted Blade if I explicitly wanted to play a creature combo variation. So, I think this deck is, like, okay. It's a little bit slow by modern standards since it doesn't Vannifar till 3 and then combo till 4, but if you love this deck, I think it's, like, you know, one of the 40 decks that you're going to win some matches with some consistency. So, but in general, my personal cup of tea, I definitely prefer this Saheeli combo deck that we played yesterday, I think. All right, we're going to take a quick ad break. Now that we're done with Modern, we're going to go ahead and dive on into some Standard. When we get back, we're going to kick off with some Meme Cannon and have a whole bunch of